ADO.NET Objects. ADO.NET includes many objects which can be used to work with data. Various objects are available in ADO.NET: SQL Connection, SQL Command, SQLdatareader, SQL Data Adapter, Dataset, Data Table, and Data View objects. Now let's start off with SQL Connection. To interact with database, you must have a connection with it. The connection helps you identify the database server, database name, username, password, and other parameters that are required for connecting database. We can pass all this information as an argument to the SQL Connection object. We can create a connection object by using this statement. Here, the data source identifies the server, and initial catalog represents database name. Various methods available in SQL Connection object are: open, opens the connection to our database; close, conversely, closes the database connection; and dispose, releases the resources on the connection object. Moving on to SQL Command, command objects are used to execute commands to a database across a data connection. We can use command object to send SQL statements to the database to perform certain actions. It allows you to specify what type of interaction you want to perform with a database. Now, for example, you can use select, insert, modify, and delete commands on rows of data in a database table. This is the code for creating SQL Command object. Here, SQL Connection object creates connection to the database. Using SQL Command objects, we are passing query string and connection object as a parameter to affect the database table. Now, there are various methods available in command object. They are: execute non-query method. This expects to run a command or a stored procedure that affects the state of a specified table. Now, execute scalar method. Returns only one value after executing the query. And execute reader method. Expects to run a query command or a stored procedure that selects records. Now, I hope that gives you a clearer idea about SQL Connection and SQL Command. Now let's discuss SQLdatareader in detail. The datareader object provides a forward-only, read-only, connected stream record set from a database. The data reader is returned as the result of the command object's execute reader method. Code SQLdatareader is given below. Now, to create an SQLdatareader instance object, you need to call the execute reader method of the SQL Command class, rather than directly using a constructor. The basic methods available in command objects are: read method, which is used to move the record pointer to the first row, which allows the data to be read by the column name or the index position. Has row method, checks if any data exists and is used instead of the read method. And close method is used to close the SQL data reader. Now, to learn more about SQL data reader methods, refer to this URL. Right then, you've got some basic ideas about basic objects used in ASP.NET. We'll discuss more objects in the upcoming lessons.